What's up? Good morning. It's almost 5 in the morning. On this morning walk before the gym, waiting for my OG lady to show up. But I was thinking, because this is kind of like a story time, but also like my opinion. I don't know. When I first got out the military, I had the opportunity to be a correctional officer in California. They get paid very, very well. But I mean, obviously, I was just out the military, and I was like, nah, I kind of wanted to go back to school because you get paid to go to school when you first get out and all that. Like, I kind of wanted to take advantage of my benefits, but I was looking at that salary that they make. So that's what I was thinking about. Because I was like, dang, they make like almost 100 G's. You know what I'm saying? That was a big step up from where, like, that would have financially, like, improved my life. But I went through the process, and they asked me, did I have family members in prison? And I told them the truth, which, I mean, if I really wanted the job, I shouldn't have said that. Because I had too many family members in prison. So that kind of disqualified me a little bit, conflict of interest. But they were also saying, you don't have any women family members that are in prison. Would you be willing to be working in women's prison? And I thought about it, and I made a very, very important decision not to. Because I knew my brother's aunt had been to prison, and so I was talking to her through this process. She said, oh no, you do not want to work at a women's prison. And I'm like, why? She said, you are 20, I think I was 23 years old and single. She said, those women in there, she said, you ain't ready. Like, she said, your mind ain't ready for that. And I was like, what do you mean? She said, think about it. You're dealing with criminals that have all day to figure out how to manipulate you. She said, those women are going to be flashing you. And she said, think about it. You're on lockdown with them. So you're there 12 hours a day most of the time, like 10 hours, 10 to 12, sometimes even 16, because you work you can work any shifts, I guess, whatever. But I thought about that, and I was like, you're right. I don't think I'm prepared for that, like mentally, because I mean, 23, and then you're around women all day that you're supposed to tell what to do, right? Basically, because if I know, right, basically, COs are kind of like babysitters in a way. Because, I mean, they already know, like, the prisoners know what they're supposed to do. Like, you get up and you have your meals, all that, like, they know the routine of prison, right? I haven't been there, but I'm just saying, I know that people know, like, there's a routine. You get up at a certain time, you do this, you do that, whatever. They even have jobs up in there, but people go to school. But yeah, I knew that, okay, yes, I'm 23. That there's very attractive women in prison. They're going to see you, and they're going to try to take advantage of that. And I was like, yeah, I might be too vulnerable for that. Like, and the thing with the guards, period, is, okay, like, I know this for a fact. If you are a guard and you sleep with a female inmate, you're actually committing a crime. So you can go to prison for that. I think prison. I know you lose your job, all that shit, and it's a crime, so you get locked up for that. So those women know that. So, like, say, I'm pretty sure this has happened a bunch of times with the guards, right? But they know that it's a crime for you to sleep with them. So if you do, they would hold that over your head. Like, I could get you fired. I could get you, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you give in, like, they got control of you. And they're criminals. They're going to do that. Like, it's like the nature of the beast. Same thing with the guards in the guy prison. They are manipulated by money. because like people in there have money, you know what I'm saying? And if you bring them something, then you're always going to be doing that because they got you too. Yeah, I mean, there's, different rules and all that, but I know that for a fact. I think that once you cross the line, you have to like stay crossed. You can't go back to being the good cop. You know what I'm saying? Once you become the bad one. So that was just it. I didn't want to make this video too long, but yeah, I did have the opportunity, but I think that I wouldn't have been strong enough, especially at that age. I think I'm sure there's successful guards, you know what I'm saying, that play by the rules and all that. But I would think that you have to be happily married to be a male guard working in a women's prison, to where you're not the temptation of that wouldn't be there. Or also, that you're not willing to risk everything for, a temporary sensation. But that could be hard too, because temptation isn't always easy to just discard. So we are all human. But that's too long. This is a video too long. All right, like, comment, subscribe.